Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The issue of cheating and infidelity has dominated the social media space all through this week, from one celebrity to another. Today on the show, we do not want to discuss the nitty-gritty of those scandals. Very messy. We want to discuss in general how to handle a cheating spouse or partner, how to prevent the situation from falling to the hand of the cheater, how does the cheating affect relationship and marriages, why are people coming out these days to call out their cheating partner on social media, like the social media courts and its effect on marriage crisis, you know, these messy things we're seeing online. Because we are discussing the celebrities that put themselves out there, we brought a celebrity to join the conversation. Joining us in the studio is Eniola Ajao. She's an actress, a producer, breaking barriers, shining the light as a woman in the movie space. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you. So you can join the conversation by calling us on 090-241-63440. The number will be on the screen. You can screen grab it and call us, or X us on x.com. We hear from you. I would start doing the X us. It just feels very, very interesting to say X us on x.com.
I prefer X at us.
X at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
X
us.
us.
Don't
Don't X us. X at
We need
us.
you. We need you to watch us.
Or you can catch us on YouTube as well. Okay, so obviously the issue around cheating is something we've discussed over and over again on the show. Now, we are not going into the celebrities who brought this into the forefront, but in this case, it actually involved more of a married woman. So when we discuss it on the show, we tend to discuss the cheating man, men are doing this and all of that. So this time we're focusing on just spouse generally. And in the case when it is a woman, how would a man deal with it? Because these celebrities that were involved came to social media to call out the wife and call out the cheaties and listed all the things that, all the people she cheated with, like names, and like he was showing receipts online, embarrassing the entire family.
Who
But like I
embarrassed?
said,
The cheater or the
complainant? Husband. The complainer was
the embarrassing.
The cheated on.
So exactly, how do we now deal with it? That exactly is a very good point. In dealing with the situation, he brought the entire situation to social media and thereby putting the family and what happened on the forefront. I felt it was embarrassing for the family for him to do it. And Mariam is just telling me that, no, the woman who cheated actually is the one who embarrassed the entire family. How is it best to deal with when you discover stories about cheating? And we hope we don't find ourselves in this situation, but someone watching probably is going through it.
Right.
You know, we're not going into the details of the story we're talking about, but because I just have some context, I want to say that I think that there's a difference between cheating and terrible bad behavior. Like, this one is beyond cheating. When you have multiple partners, you're involved with multiple partners over and over and over again, then maybe it's not cheating we're dealing with here. Maybe we're dealing with sexual addiction. Maybe we're dealing with an illness, and that makes it even very dangerous for your spouse and your family, you know, to be around that sort of thing. This would require you, as the person involved, to get help. I remember when Tiger Woods and his wife had issues. You know, at first, when it was the first one, the second one, but eventually people realized that he had so many sexual partners. It became a case of, see, it's not that I can't forgive cheating, but this is a problem. Go and get help. And I feel that we need to be able to separate that there's some people that have a problem and they need help. But when we talk about cheating, see, yes, I always say that cheating happens for many reasons. There's some people, there's a culture really, especially with men, although we're talking about women here, but with men, that culturally we don't have cheating in Africa per se, because a man is allowed to be polygamous, he's allowed to have so many, yes, in his nature, he's allowed to have different women, and so we may not really call it cheating per se. And because of that culture, some men just feel that, you know, they've been given the right to do it. But if with better training and better education and awareness and understanding boundaries and, you know, telling your partners, each other, what I expect, what I want, you see some people actually change their behavior. A lot of people just go in because this is what they think is expected of them. Then the one that has done something wrong and has come, you know, and that person is remorseful and has decided to, let's have a conversation with my partner, whether male or female. This I did and I hurt you, I'm sorry, and I'm going to take the steps to do better. as long as the person is remorseful and you're willing to forgive, I think many people can move on from a cheating spouse. Many people can work around it and, work past it, as long as the cheater does what is necessary to reconcile and also build trust again. But I feel that those ones that are constantly on the road doing all sorts of things, please, for your sake, for your sanity, just let them go and handle themselves in some treatment house. Yes.
Constantly traveling. Yeah, I think that if we're going to create definitions for cheating, it goes beyond. There's scopes and levels to it. For instance, if I'm in a relationship or I'm married, and I'm carrying on in communication with somebody who's not my husband, the opposite sex, we're having conversations consistently before you know it, emotions are getting into it. Attached. I would say that cheating has started to happen emotionally, because the attention that I would typically or should give my husband is now being given to somebody else. If I'm entertaining inordinate thoughts about somebody who's not my partner or my husband, and I'm feeding those thoughts are running amok. Cheating is already beginning to happen. So when we try to create, there are layers to cheating. It's, and I don't know if we now say, oh, there's a psychological aspect to it. Some people can be nymphomaniacs and they need help. But regardless, it is something that causes an inordinate amount of pain and trauma to the person who suffers. Now, when it comes to women cheating, I want to say it's probably or most likely two things. It may be that our mothers are also used to cheat, but they just had a good way of covering it up. Because I don't want to believe that all of this is just happening now.
You have started.
No, maybe it is again. Because you know that men. No, it's just a thought. Let's put it out on the table.
Right.
Maybe because men have this thing of, oh, I'm a man, so they're brazen about theirs. But we as women, we know that society has put us, in a cage, and so inside that cage things are happening. So it's possible that our mothers were cheating, but they know. And if a woman wants to, let's be honest.
Their mothers.
If a woman wants to run game here, we all went to uni. We saw what our roommates were doing. You will hold down 7 boyfriends. Nothing they happen. So it's either that. Or a second thought, maybe women now are not our mothers and say, you know what, enough of this. I'm done with this. No man, if you cheat on me, I cheat back times 10. And so women now have risen and said, no, I am not my mother. If you cheat on me, I cheat back, and I cheat with your best friend or your father.
Jesus Christ.
I cheat with your father, and
you're going to places that...
But I think that women in this
those two categories,
do you know what lucky women are doing?
Hey, wait. You are calling names of places.
I don't know call anybody, but do you know what lucky women?
Because you are living there.
Yes, that's what I know.
Before they start looking at us.
But it's really sad.
So my thoughts exactly, Chika. I've always said this on this table now. Society excused bad behavior for men. And women had to find a way to survive. And I always ask people, go to your family and check properly. There's always one cousin that does not look like every other person. There's always one mixing somewhere, which tells me, which tells me that they have been sorting themselves for a very long time. But because they know that society will crucify the woman, they found a way to do it smartly, codedly, and hide it under the carpet. It's now when the results show, because for a woman, your results can easily catch up with you when you carry belly come house.
Imagine what the paternity they've been doing.
Exactly.
Will not be your own.
So
it has been happening.
So it has been happening. I just think now that women are more bold to just go around it. But aside from that as well, I like the way you and Miriam had broken down the cheating stuff. We need to really define it so that we understand what we're dealing with per time. So the emotional cheating is there. The serial cheating, which is you have a problem, that one is there. The cheating that we likely talk about most of the time is like the one-off. But when it now becomes like you have kept or two-offs. But when you now...
I can lead to 3.
Yeah, no. But when you now keep one person or those people for years and years on end, it becomes an affair. That one, you have divided yourself into 2. One part with your husband, the other part,
take care of every other person.
The other, So that is the one that I know that men find it very difficult to forgive. And when we're saying how can a man deal with cheating partner, they really don't deal with cheating. They kick you out.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's women that deal with cheating. They kick you out. It's women that deal with cheating. You know your husband is cheating. Instead of facing the man, you go and fight the woman. You stay in denial. Oh, let me focus on my children. But a man, it's very difficult. And I hear that there are some men who still find a way to forgive, but they don't forgive themselves. Because the questions they ask in that forgiving phase is, how long?
Did you enjoy it?
How many times? Did you shave? Where were you people meeting?
It's a breakfast show.
Where were you people meeting? How long? Do you understand? So for a one-off,
trauma.
They find a way to, if they can. Not every man can. But that affair, you just need to take yourself out of the place. Men can't really deal with it.
Absolutely. They might look like they are forgiven, but they will never forget. So, see, I'm putting you up, my wonderful guest. People, see, the only thing me is movies. Because before, I used to think all these things only happen inside film. There is Nollywood that is polluting our mind. Until now, when social media has shown us
imitates life.
That social media is not showing us people by themselves are putting themselves out there. They are calling out their wife, putting picture and of text messages that they found on their wife's phone. So I'm like, maybe I should stop blaming Nollywood for how they've painted it. But do you think that Nollywood contributed to some of the things we're saying now? Nollywood has given people how to do it. Nollywood has shown us the different ways we can scheme and how we can run our runs.
That is not true. I think cheating is a personal thing. If cheating is in your blood, you know. Yes. You just depending on your background, actually, where you're coming from. It could be a man or a woman. Cheating is just something that is in you that you really want to do, not because society is saying this. I want to say my industry is not changing anybody. Nollywood is not changing. An actress being a wayward person, depending on where you're coming from, depending on your background, then that shows, around you and what you do.
I'll take a call before. I was going to put her on the spot there, but the biggest challenge we're having now is Nollywood actresses that are not launching Lambo, doing shape, buying house, doing everything. Is it from movie industry?
And their male counterparts.
First, I'll leave you time to think about the answer because you are going
to the topic of conversation.
Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Abubakar, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. You have a very interesting topic there, and I think it's what my contribution.
Okay.
First and foremost, I just want to ask, do you really think men cheat? Because you talk about men cheating on their spouses, people cheating on their spouses. The first question I want to really say is, do men really cheat? We as Africans, let us forget that we are men, which wires us to have more than one wife. Let us not agree. No, please don't be shocked. I'm watching you. We as Africans, we marry more than one, but let us look at the present trend where people want to marry only just one woman. The other day I watched a program on this YourView here with a doctor who said that if you are able to give your husband 21, you know what I mean?
In a month,
every month,
out of 30.
Yes, in a month. Out of 30, and that you are happy. I'm asking the question. 5 of you, is there any of you who can give your husband 21?
We ask you as well, sir. Mr. Abubakar.
Can you deliver?
Can you deliver on Monday 21?
Can you deliver your constituency?
And everything you are doing? That's the answer. We just answered ourselves with the laughter.
But I'm asking a question.
We answered.
But what I really want to say is that what I want to really say is that you see, men don't really cheat. The problem most men don't cheat. The problem is the woman. One of you made mention of the fact that a woman who can come home with it.
Are you still there? Oh, so sorry, Abubakar.
Women.
Okay.
So So that's why men fight with this. So when you talk about people cheating, I don't think men cheat.
Oh, okay.
We are only protecting the women when we go out. Or if the woman is unable to satisfy the man, then you expect him to go out. This is exactly what I think.
Wow. Do you ask for permission?
So what?
If she's unable to deliver and you need it, do you ask her for permission?
Yeah, it's unable to. There are things that we do in marriages.
Mr. Abubakar, I don't. The patriarchy in you is 1000%. As the way you see this world is very, very wonderful. We'll take a break. We need to drink water out of that conversation. When we return, we'll continue with the show, and we hope to hear from men that understand that men cheat. Yes. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. So we are still discussing this cheating matter. And the last caller, do we still have a table on that? No, is there any leg on that? Because the man scattered the leg on that. What you are seeing right now is a mirage. The man said that men don't cheat. Like it is not a possibility.
Women are the problem.
That women are. To a show where there's all women are now. It was very, very painful.
But there's something that BC touched on that I wanted to highlight. BC, you spoke about the fact that some men will forgive their spouses if their women, if they cheat, depending on if it was a one-off thing or if it's an affair, for instance. But, before now, we used to be of the school of thought that for a woman to cheat, regardless of whether it's one-off or consistent, there's emotion involved. Yeah. This was what it used to be. Yeah. That for a woman to go all the way, that is hard. We're not like men where if you just see something, if we see third leg dangle, with our body don't stand. Yeah. So for a woman to go all the way, it means that emotions and heart has become attached. But do you think it's still true as at today?
I disagree.
So for me, I think modern times, a lot of things have changed. Many things have become transactional. Relationships are not based on values anymore, so even then when you cheated because you found out you're falling in love with someone else. But now is that you want a new car, you want something, you just want a release, or you want excitement, or you just want to take revenge on somebody who has hurt you, so that the person knows exactly how you feel. And also we're in a world where we're constantly saying, it's me, myself, and I. If he hurts you, hurt them back. There used to be a time where the woman really was expected to forgive and forget and move on and look at the bigger picture, because in the end, after many years, somehow, God will compensate her for her perseverance and endurance. So, but we're not there anymore. Now we're where people will give you back as you give them. There's just so many things that have changed, and because of that, men, I think, are finding it harder to be, to accept the reality. There's a difference also in the way marriages are these days. When BC said that a man before, if a man cannot accept cheating, if it happened, he will just kick you out. But how do you kick out a wife who owns the house, or the wife who pays rent, or the wife who brings 50-50 or maybe much more? So there's no one to kick out. And so I feel that in modern times that you may have men who are sitting down having a conversation with their wives about what's the way forward? How can we work this out? As long as it is not plastered on social media and the whole world knows about it, let's sit down and talk about it. Let's make this work. Because you cannot throw them out. You've built a life, you have children, you've built family, you've built business, she's contributed just as much as you have, so let's make this work. Women used to fight the other person because she knows that this is the man that brings...
So she cannot fight the breadwinner.
Good, she cannot fight bread, so she fights the person that is coming into her territory. See, I've caught this man, and I'm protecting my territory.
Let me keep my cake. Stay out. Don't take a piece of my cake. But when the women are also contributing 50% to 80% of the cake, then the conversation changes.
After all, add a little. You've heard some people who say that, especially those who can marry more than one wife, where the second or third wife comes in and says, I thought this man was the Odogo. I did not realize it was first wife was actually the Odogo.
Case in point.
So there's nothing here. It's actually the woman that has the money. So
let me take Yomi. Yomi, welcome to the show. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So I like you have said just the answer, right? Let me just add a few things. So I think now we have become more selfish. And everybody is now seeking for their happiness. We have redefined happiness to mean me putting myself first before every other person. Our mothers did not have an opportunity to define happiness like that. It was about family. Happiness was seen to be family, your children. The success of your children was what happiness meant to them at the time. But now, everybody's now looking at children will always find their way. Children will always survive. Let me think about me first. And also because of the swap of the roles. Before, it was the patriarch who would be responsible for bringing the yam and the bread in the house. But now you have people doing as much as even doing more than you most of the time. And so when it comes to that cheating, you're asking yourself, if you can go outside with, even me, I'm the one giving you the money and you're using my money to chase women, why can't I, right? So that's what has happened. That's why it seems like there's a change right now. And it's getting worse. It's also getting worse because now you hear a lot of conversations like, why do I even need to marry in the first place? Let's just be partners. Why do I need to, okay, you have a call.
Yes, let me take this call before we go into that area of the conversation. Pastor Lunge, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
Hello,
Yes, this Pastor Lunge, VOA Lunge from Ikoton.
Pastor Lunge, welcome to the show.
Yeah. Now, I just want to say a little about what you're saying, though it's a very strong topic. Many people will get it wrong. Now, one of the major issues is that marriage is not a child's play. It's not meant for children. It's meant for adults. Are you getting me? That's one. Two, is that if you understand what marriage is, you will understand what it means to cheat. Cheating out of marriage, to me, I see that the marriage vow that you had during your wedding day is not a commitment to the woman alone. It's a commitment to God. So if I see it as a commitment to God, then going out to go and sleep with another woman, I am not doing it. It's not a. I'm not. How will I put it now? I'm not sinning against my wife. I'm committing sin against God. I get it now. So no matter how it goes, first thing, the fundamental is that the man going out to go and have extramarital affair outside is because he does not understand the purpose of the institution. The woman who does it too, it shows that he doesn't understand the purpose of the institution. If both of them understand the purpose of the institution, they will not cheat. That is one. Two, you see, this westernization has brought in so many things into this marriage institute. Most of us, we look at what happens in America, this and that. You know, it doesn't work. Marriage is not a copycat. It's not something you copy people and you bring it in. No. It is not a copycat life.
It's a personal journey.
It has to do with you, your wife, your family, and God. And thirdly, is that both parties should learn to understand each other. Yes, once in a while, maybe the man or the woman may, make mistakes. We should come back to the round table. My dear, this thing, I've done this, and we should learn to forgive one another. If there is forgiveness, that is why you see some men still go outside. Because they find it that even if I tell my wife, she won't forgive me. So let me bust it and let me continue with what I'm doing. And that is another level. The other level I also want to talk to round up is that.
Wow.
Are you still there?
I lost him.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much for the things you shared, though. I love the perspective of the purpose. When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. And I like the fact that you brought us back to what's the purpose of marriage. It's a commitment to God to honor the person you're in a relationship with and raise godly children. And when you realize it, put it in that context. As a pastor, I love it. It was just so interesting because sometimes you just get into the gist and we gist it without realizing the impact this thing is having on every other person involved, on the children, especially when they are calling out on social media. And
let's talk about that calling out on social media.
Your people.
Why is she
your community?
What happened?
Why is she disgraced of this?
Because she's celebrity.
For here and
I know that she's a very gentle celebrity, but how come you are gentle in the crowd of all of these, your people? Why are people doing like this? Because we're not creating a system where people feel like it's normal that if my partner offends me, I can
go on social media.
I can screen grab and post it
social
online.
media their life? Like, I keep asking myself that question, like, this is not my life. Why do I have to take personal things on social media to discuss? Those people that are discussing your matter, when have you seen them like bring their own children out, their family to discuss, about their own issues? Because everybody has one or two things they are dealing with. Do you understand? And you never see them bringing their family out. You need to apply your thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always ask, is it therapeutic in some way?
At the end of the day, anything that goes on social media doesn't get resolved. Like, you won't.
I like that you said that because I don't think Social media is for resolution.
And I'm sorry.
I think it's for vengeance.
Another thing is because those people are making money out of their,
they're paying their
because of monetization, and they're not getting to know this.
Yeah, now you are going to the real
They are
thing.
not getting, like, the earlier they get, to understand what is
make
going
money
on.
from it now.
Those people they don't do anything. That is their work. That's where they get money. They get money off celebrities. Yes. Known people.
So those blogs, Abby?
Those bloggers.
How about people themselves? How about celebrities themselves that come out and talk about those personal issues? Why do they do that?
That was why I said probably they are looking for what is not, because if you're looking for how do I put it, unnecessary drama or attention or
I think it might be
fame.
revenge.
Some people are looking for
it might be
fame.
revenge. If that's most of the reactions are usually, they're like reactionary. They are things as is boiling you. As that emotion is rising, people, they just posted it. We saw what Two-Face said now. I said what I said. Because when he posted it, at the point he came back to say, maybe I shouldn't have posted it.
I heard he was
then
the one
later,
that posted it.
He was like, I said what I said.
But you see,
leave it.
The revenge thing, the effects that people typically used to feel before now, when something like this comes out and you say, oh, I want to get back at you, the effect is not as much as it used to be.
People are now shameless.
Yes. So if a woman we are knowing that this wife, her husband said 21 men, she's still granting interviews and she's going to go about living her life, and the backlash is not even as bad as it would have been, say, 20 years ago.
We're now more compassionate.
Yes.
No, we're not compassionate. What has happened to our moral fiber?
It has died. It has.
I want to come
moral,
to you.
we are more compassionate to women now, because we just saw Equatorial Guinea a few moments ago. How many carry? Did they kill him? In fact, men were like, he's a man, he's a this. So why he's a woman? Why do you want to crucify? Do you understand? People are now saying that we are human beings right now.
She's addressing the shape. The thing is, the culture of shame.
Yes, has reduced.
When that kind of thing happens to a woman or a man or anybody, you just hide. You don't want anybody to see you. But now, even Tiwa Savage sang about it. He said, you cannot, the sex tape cannot destroy my life. She put it in the song, like, I've done it. So,
but I don't like it when we use that as if to say she was saying it's okay to just be promiscuous. She was talking about. What she said, though. I think she was just trying to say that my own understanding is that, okay, I've done something bad, and you decided to just
blackmail me
with it. That would not destroy me. So
not necessarily about being shameless.
Yes, not necessarily that she was shameless. I've done something. Sometimes, many times we do things wrong, but privately, and we handle it. But then someone else would decide, you know what? I'm going to make sure I finish you. Everybody will know about you and everything. So when you come out to say, that will not destroy me. It's not to say that what I did to you was wrong. I recognize I did that, but the way you have decided to handle it, I will not let that break me. I will not let that stop me. So I think it's different, so that we don't, because when we don't mix it up and then give people the idea that we were saying,
but Mariam, I actually believe that people have become more shameless about on social media for whatever reason, and I don't know if you see that as well, and what do you think might be contributing to the increase in people just come out and just do anyhow?
Say whatever, do whatever.
Well, I think because social media is becoming a place whereby people, make money. Yes, and they just feel like, oh, I have to do something terrible for me to trend. To trend or for me to get known. So with peace of mind, or with me just going peacefully on social media, I don't get traction, I don't get this, nobody knows. But whenever somebody does something terrible, they just feel like, oh, people start talking about this person, the person start getting engagement, start trending, they start following the person. So they just in their brain like, I think this is the way.
Thank you. Social media is rewarding bad behavior.
Yes, who is behind the social media that is rewarding bad behavior? All of us.
We are rewarding bad behavior.
But it's always been like that. We praise money when a 60-year-old is driving a car. The mother will allow you and say, "Now my pikin be that." You don't question
how the person.
We lord money regardless of where it comes from. So we've been rewarding bad behavior for I don't know, for the longest time.
And then we now have a bigger platform to do it. So it aggravates the ills in our society. It can be an aggravation platform for the ills in our society. Just the same way it can be a platform that celebrates and encourages the good. It's just what we now see more.
They'll say the good is boring.
Yes, what we see more of is the bad thing that is happening around.
I can't wait for
What
a
we
time where
enjoy
things will turn around.
Honestly.
Where we'll be so excited about people doing, like good will become so scarce, we'll be excited when it happens.
Okay.
I feel that the reason why we're celebrating evil or chasing it and putting our energy into it is because it's more exciting, right? Good is what is expected to happen. But when we now live in a world that bad is constantly happening, and then someone does good, you'll be like, oh,
I see. Like
someone
the
has
reverse now
done something.
becomes the case.
It's like, oh my God,
She's so amazing.
She's so amazing.
This
She
is such a
didn't
great
cheat.
thing. But bringing it back to helping spouses that are going through this challenge, because we've spoken about the fact that this is, and I like the fact that you highlighted the emotional trauma that comes with, like, all of the insecurities that this will rear up. For women, many women tend to deal with a lot of personal insecurities when they find out that their partner cheated, because it'll be like, what am I not doing? Am I not enough? Am I not cooking? Am I not, like, what did he want that I did not give to him? I can't place it that a man will be thinking,
no,
was I not doing enough?
No, the man just thinks
No,
they
think it.
Hey,
Men also question if
why
I've been sort of, was I not doing well in the other room?
Yes.
Why would he cheat?
Yeah.
Why would she cheat? Am I not taking care of her financially? What's she looking for outside?
Yeah.
So there's that. It happens both ways. But because it's personal, we can only relate from our own worldview.
Okay,
But
I'm saying that what I see women do is, they completely put the blame on themselves. But a man comes to the point where you are the one, you are just a rotten egg. You are the problem. Like men are able to accept that you are the problem.
And detach from
themselves. Not me.
But the woman would take it upon herself that she has done something wrong.
Let's talk about when the world knows. It is easier for you to move on when it's just husband, wife, the two of you know. You can forgive each other and move on. But how do you deal with this scenario when the world knows? Like maybe your friend now comes to tell you that, bros, I just make I tell you, everybody for gym, don't knock your wife for.
Everybody.
So how do you deal with it?
Yes.
When it's public?
You just have to stay away.
You stay away from...
I thought you were talking about social media.
No, like when social media, public.
The man brings it out.
Yes.
If you are the
everybody
wife,
knows,
and the husband has now brought it out. How
do you just say silence and deal with the, within the family?
Okay.
Do not bring it out anymore.
Yeah.
Do not go out.
Don't publicize it further.
Exactly, because if it's on social media and it's in the hearing of a lot of people, it's like nothing is going to happen. It will never be settled.
Yeah. Peradventure, this Natasha and Senator Natasha and Senate President Akpabio, peradventure, there is evidence of something. And we have already made the harassment claim public. Peradventure, Senator Natasha now releases evidence.
Okay. That is true.
That is true. How would the wife who has come out to make public declaration react to this kind of scenario? Peradventure.
He go hide himself in shame.
Yes.
So in that kind of dynamic, right? I always believe that the wives know. Forget what they come out and say. You know your husband.
Not
you marry. No, calm down. We like to live in denial, women, most of the time. You just want to pray it away, wish it away, and ignore it away. But a woman who is, every woman is naturally observant. Except you don't want to use, exactly, naturally. It comes with the territory. Then they born you, then they born detective. Except you don't want to use it, right? So you already know your partner. You've been married for 20 years. You say you don't know your husband. It's a lie. You know. But because you are the wife and they are dragging your husband, we always think it's the right thing to come and stand beside your husband. Sometimes they even plan it in the bedroom. Say, I beg, we will come out to come support him. Maybe they say we love each other. Let's kiss outside and all of that. They know. If you check the history of things, the way it has happened, you will see at the end of the day when the marriage finally packs up, you hear the woman say that I actually knew. They know. Even those men that abuse small girls, the wives know. Sometimes the wives are complicit. So she'll just hide her head in shame and like, you see, maybe I don't want you since say you go bring our leg, come outside. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about how to handle cheating when it has gone public. Like, I agree with you when you said people bring things public when they want sort of a form of revenge. They may not have thought it through.
In the heat of the moment.
In the heat of the moment, you bring it and then you realize that, I shouldn't have. But you know in your heart that if you really want to work it out, you would not bring it out. Because then even when two of you have forgiven yourselves, the world will not forgive. They will. Anytime they see two of you,
no, be that one way you want to.
God help you. You can't celebrate that person.
I'm telling you, that's the end. You know, so I just think at that point where he's already in the, just everybody should just pack their bag and go. The reconciliation we see does not last if we look at it through. You can reconcile.
You know what you said is also why a lot of people used to say to people that whatever happens within your marriage, just keep it between the two of you. Because what happens is that you may forgive, but your mother-in-law will not forgive.
Even your children.
So, but
we've not spoken about the impact on children, and we don't realize that in the momentary the moment you are expressing yourself, there are other people involved because you're trying to express that in that moment. I see stuff on social media that is just ill in my mind. Now, there's no reason for this. There's no reason for us to go this far. But people are doing it because in that moment, they're expressing themselves. They're not realizing that you have children together.
Now go back and regret.
You have children together and you're putting something out there that your children will see. The people will refer to this concerning your children, and we must put that into cognizance. Obviously, the topic of cheating in every scenario is not going to end because from time immemorial, it has been happening. In the future, it will still happen. We just pray it does not come close to home. We pray it doesn't come close to home.
So how can we stop this?
I don't think the conversation would be about stopping. We'll be lying to ourselves.
It's managing it.
Yes.
It's managing.
The reason why I feel in Africa or some religions that have sort of accepted it is Africa, they will tell you a man is meant to be that way. A woman would accept that because, and for a bit, she's able to accept that. Some religions are able to let you know that this is what is acceptable, and you see some women are accepting that. So if you have that, that will help. But secondly, how to deal with it is what you should be talking about. Way forward. The more we talk about it, the more people have better information on how they want to live their lives. As a husband, what is expected of me? We had a caller who said, as far as it's concerned, men don't cheat. And that's because society says to him, men don't cheat, you're allowed to do that. But with conversations like this, another man is thinking, oh, I see how this can affect my marriage. I see how it can affect my children. And for people who are spiritual, they will tell you that when you hurt your wife, you hurt yourself. You hurt the family, you hurt your business.
I don't like the
There's some people that lose work, that lose money because they are stepping out on their families. Both ways. A woman, if you're out, stepping out on your family,
you also lose favor.
There are some things,
you
lose favor. So when people have the conversation beyond, it's just emotional, and start thinking about how this can also spiritually affect us and how it can mentally affect our children and their upbringing and then their confidence, then I think people will be more careful how they decide to interact with other people, or how they decide to behave as married men and women.
Let's take a few comments on YouTube. Please, can you look through? Do you realize I just noticed that you have braids and twists on?
Yes.
Oh, just before we read comments, I was just going to say that I honestly feel like she has said management of it, right? Is when cheating happens, it's two things. So are you going to stay or are you going to walk away? I've heard many women in recent times now say, oh, cheating is not a deal breaker for me. And I think that might be to what extent it happens, right? Because to be honest, they'll tell you if you are leaving your marriage because your husband has cheated. Now we're seeing a lot of married women who left their homes because their husbands were cheating and they have got to follow somebody else's husband. We have so many even in your industry.
If you only high industry,
just to refer back.
Marketers are there. Teachers are there. Everybody, every industry.
Because your industry
is in the limelight.
Is in the limelight.
So our guest said hospitals are there.
Hospitals are there.
Some people have called out nurses
and doctors.
Doctor is terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody's doing.
But as we round off, I think that we've shared a whole lot, and in bringing into some of the things that are really important for us to put on in our mind is that, like Mariam said, the quality of family you want to have must be in your consciousness. Even when you discover cheating, that quality of family you want to have would influence how you would go about resolving it. Whether you go online to post the chat you discovered, or whether you have the conversation with family and friends. it's based on the vision you have for your family. And I really want to once again appreciate the pastor who put into perspective that the idea of cheating is not about the human being you're having a relationship with, but the fact that you are stepping out of your commitment that you made in presence of God. So for those that their religion and their relationship with God is very important, have that consciousness. But somebody has come on our show today. This my sister here, she has one cap. She has one t-shirt. It is impossible for us to end this show without talking about Owambe Thief.
I forgot my
You use the Shegu just to do.
Yes, so what's Owambe Thieves about?
It's about family, about love. It speaks against bigotry. It speaks in support of the unity of our nation. It's a film that it's for everybody, children. The people, yes, it is. So people look forward to see Owambe Thieves coming ratings in all cinemas.
So it's not about thieves. It's not about thieves.
Wait,
but to be in the cinemas.
Yes, coming to April 18th to be in the cinemas.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Yes, so April 18th.
I see my
who are the who are the main, who are the actors?
Zubi Michael,
my guy.
Seb Eniola, Ajao, Williams, Toriola, Papa,
who is back
big God. After the success of Jakaju, we decided to do something that cut across everybody.
Amazing. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Yes. How has it been though, producing this, promoting it as a producer?
Yes, putting money out there to to do your promotion, your marketing, a lot of things already. Billboards.
But you made a lot of splash with Beast of Two Worlds. So I believe that this Owambe Thieves is going to be.
I didn't make much from the cinema.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
So I hear these days.
Yes. Nothing.
It wasn't much.
But this is also cinemas as well.
Yes.
But just cinemas, or you're hoping that we'll be able to watch it on other platforms? Netflix,
obviously, because you just have to
YouTube.
go to cinema first before they can take it from you. And depending on the success of the
cinema.
We
so
wish
it's
you
crazy
all
right
the
now.
very
wish you all the
that
best.
everybody's going to the cinema. Everybody's going to cinema right now.
Yes.
We wish you all the very best. This
Thank
is
you.
the clip we have is beautiful, and I want people to look forward to it. Make it a date. On
Set your reminders.
Come April
18th of April.
Go to cinema.
Show up at all the cinemas and watch Owambe
Thieves.
Promises to be fun.
Excited.
Thank you for joining our conversation. Even though I was throwing jabs at you
Just for
throughout,
fun.
just for fun. It was all good. We love when we have
you.
women here who are doing amazing things in their
Thank you
field,
so
and we've
much.
had a show packed full of phenomenal women. Even see my ladies now. It's not when you get here, you will just shine differently, Sha. So that's what we can take on today's show. Join us tomorrow for another exciting edition. Till then, bye.
Bye.